Thursday recap. So going into the day on Forex Factory, we had 8:30 red folder news, unemployment claims. Nice. But what we also had was, which I think was the reason for the absolute god awful price action, was President Trump speaks at 11 a.m. Red folder. Ended up doing jack shit. Um, Well, actually, when he did say, a couple of keywords, price definitely was a lot more volatile than it should have been. So it did do shit, and good thing I didn't trade. Um, but yeah, AM was again shit. PM cleaned up again, and then there was some clean PM trades, and I'll go over them too. But yeah, I'm thinking if I had the time to trade PM session, uh, I'm gonna trade it. Not gonna be having, hold on. I wanna check my schedule. Not gonna be having a lot of time to be trading PM, but let's see. See, I won't be able to trade PM at all on Monday. Basically, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm kind of banned from PM. Sorry. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday. So on Thursday, which Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday are the highest probability trading days. On Thursdays, I'll be able to trade PM. And if I'm like off for classes or something, or if the class is straight BS, I don't show up to it, I can trade PM or whatever. But for right now, it is only Thursdays after like from like 2:15 to 3:15 probably. So really not gonna be trading PM at all, basically, is what I'm saying. Anyways, going into the day, right? Um, price action, we're chopping, right? I do think we are bullish higher time frame. Well, we are bullish higher time frame. Last night during Asia, right? We dumped or whatever. We're in these gaps. We have an SMT at this low right here. Um, so just keeping that in mind, right? And we start getting some bullishness, right? But yeah, from here I want longs no matter what. So that is what I'm looking for. So hopping down on the 1 minute. Okay. So 1 minute, 9:30 opens, right? Chop, 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 chop. Then this is when around like right here, I hop in the shower like 10:26. Of course, right then we displace up, but then after that, like I'm not trading anything until Trump speaks because if we consolidated since 4 a.m. to now, we're gonna continue consolidating until Trump speaks. And when Trump speaks, do I really want to be taking a trade during that? No. So I already knew today was probably gonna be a no trade day. Um, what we got here, right, is obviously we got displaced above those highs right here. Yes, we didn't really displace above that high, but we did sweep it at least. But what we did is on NQ, we swept, we came down. This is a 15-minute gap, and then we got this displacement up inversing that gap. If Trump wasn't speaking, this would be a full port long. Um, and yeah, it was just you just kept chopping a little bit. I don't know exactly when Trump stopped speaking, but a pretty good short, in my opinion, right, is this. So right here, top on the 15 minutes just to see what the draw was looking like. Yeah. And I'll hop on the 15 minute for ES2. No, 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 not NQ. We're already on the 15-minute time frame. Idiot. Oh my fucking God. Holy shit. That is not Asia high, bro. What the fuck? Okay. Okay, so we swept some highs on ES, right? Our draw is still higher. And we also saw some highs on Nasdaq, right? There's still obviously a huge S&T, but there's going to be a huge S&T the whole entire time, so you can't just not take longs when we are bullish. But we set liquidity on both. We didn't displace above it on both, meaning that we probably want to sweep out some sort of short-term low in order to bring us higher, right? So for the meantime, we are um, bearish. I don't know why my brain just stopped working there. But yeah, for the meantime, we are bearish, right? So hopping back down on the 1 minute. Oh my God. Na, 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 na. Okay, boom. Sweep out highs on both. Now, looking at this, right? We have lows right here, lows right here. Um, this would be the first target. That's where I expect to at least go to, but maybe down here, who knows? Um, but we're just gonna hop on the 5 minute just to show why this was such a good trade, right? We swept this high, right? And we were respecting this gap going up to there. And then after sweeping that high, we got V-shaped displacement down, inversing this gap. 10 minute, there's no gap. 15 minute, there's no gap, right? So the only thing that could stop us from going lower got inverse. So after this, I can take my draw read that I'm figuring out right now still. Um, or I can wait for this 5 minute gap to be created and then 5 minute gap tap. So now off of this gap, right, and then this displacement below these lows, obviously I already inversed the 5 minute. Um, I I wouldn't take a draw read here only because we have a 5 minute gap now, right? The 5 minute gap was created at 12:05. So um yeah, 5 minute gap was created at 12:05. So now I'm switching to my main model. The only reason why I'm taking that draw read shit is because if we don't create that 5 minute and we don't retrace and get a displacement out of it, then I'm not taking that. Then I couldn't take a trade. But now that I have this, if there's no 5 minute gap and I see a clear draw or whatever, and I can take those fair value gaps to the lows or the highs or whatever. But in this case, a 5 minute gap opened up, so I'm sticking with that, which I am the most confident with. So we retrace into this 5 minute gap. These lows are my target, right? Now I just wait for displacement out of it. This candle This candle would be my entry point. Good displacement. We create an order block, like these candles. None of them are strong, but this is enough displacement. We got one, two, three, four bearish candles. They're not huge, but this shows enough displacement, and we fill the gap completely, so there's no need for us to go any higher. So you take that to the lows down here, and that would have been a little over 2 RR for the trade. Um, I probably would have just taken to that internal low though, because it's just easy. I can risk heavier and it's just more probable. So 1.3 RR probably. Um, and yeah, so that was that trade. Wasn't even PM, it was during lunch. But we sweep these lows, right? And then we immediately get this strong V-shaped recovery, right? So from here, this is something that I could hold on. I want to see if there's any 5 minute gaps here. Okay, so mm, okay, so we inverse the gap at 12:55. So going to 12:55. Whoa, I am not in the right spot. Okay, here it is. Here it is. Here it is. Okay, so I could have technically taken this, right? Because everything was inverse on this leg and everything down here is mitigated. There's only this one fair value gap, and that was already tapped into. This fair value gap should be traded into. And this is exactly where there's no 5 minute gap, but I can still take a draw read here, expecting this fair value gap to hold, but just entering lighter size. So you put your stops at the low down here, and then if my target was there, I would have just entered at down there, which would have been the same entry. Um, and I could have taken it to these highs just because we're bullish higher time frame. That's 4.5 RR. So, and that would have hit like almost instantly after that little bit of chop. But yeah, there's an example of that trade that I could have taken. That was still lunch. That was right before PM, but still. Um, Nothing else in this leg I would have taken. Um, Unless I took this, which let's see if it gave me the RR that I needed. It would have. Okay, so that is also another good entry. As long as the ES didn't sweep anything. Okay, yeah, ES swept highs there, so I wouldn't have taken that. Um, and then what do we got here? So we sweep out those highs, and then again we get another flip, and then we start displacing lower into this range. Keep in mind we're still bullish, so there's no entries down here because these gaps. I don't need to look in the higher time frames. I know there's 5 minute gaps, 10 minute, 15 minute gaps there. So we tap into, I believe this is a 30-minute gap. We get a V shape out of it for bullish. So we're expecting, a 5-minute bullish gap from here to reject. And that's exactly what happens. There was no entry in this for me. Just because a couple of things. Number one, there's S&T at these highs, which honestly isn't too crazy. It's not a high time from S&T, so I don't care too much. But um, it was that combined with the fact that we were just chopping for about 45 minutes. So didn't really want to execute on that when the probabilities are lower, especially during PM, which I've never traded before on a funded at least. So kind of just want to sit out on that. And let's see if there was a trade here. Honestly, this trade is not bad. This retrace down into here and then taking it to those highs, but you would have gotten um, break even just because the SMT got put in. There's nothing there. And then yeah, we just shot up it for the last um, the last 15 minutes of the trading day. So basically, if I hopped on to PM session, I would have at least gotten two entries. So that's good. But yeah, moving forward, if I have the time, I think I will take a look because my win rate might be higher in PM session, or if it's not higher, it's the same as AM. It's just that there's lower volume in that, so I have to risk heavier, which honestly, there's no problem because I always size before I trade anyway. So as long as I'm not like at max risk and I'm only risking like $100, like I don't care if I'm taking it in PM. Um, but yeah, that's it for the day.